Hey guys, welcome to the video. I'm your host, J-Man. I'm here to do a review for X-Men Dark Phoenix movie. Go ahead and ask me questions.
Oh, okay, Jess. What were your expectations for this movie?
Not particularly good, considering that I'm not a big fan of the James McAvee, Michael Fassbender X-Men movies. They're great actors. I love what they can do on screen with the characters, but this particular film franchise hasn't gone the direction that I like. I think it's heavy on the drama. I was a big advocate of the Apocalypse storyline, which I thought had a lot of potential. I'm a big fan of that. And they didn't do too well in that previous movie. So this one, I had low expectations, even considering that it's Dark Phoenix Saga, one of the most sacred and popular stories of all X-Men. It's hard to pull it off right. It's complicated. It's dark and emotional, and you got to do it just right because in the minds of fans, they think of it a certain way. And if you don't follow those accords, then it gets all screwed up. I'm not a fan of Phoenix for the most part. Jean, yeah, she doesn't thrill me. But having said that, my expectations were reasonably low.
Okay, well, now I know you're a fan of Sophie Tucker from Game of Thrones.
Sophie
What do
Turner, yeah.
Sophie Turner, I'm sorry. What do you think about her in this movie?
Um, okay. She had a large role to fill, a lot of an uphill battle with this. Um, Very complicated. I'm not sure she had the acting experience to pull this kind of thing off. A lot of emotional range was required. On Game of Thrones, she had a great opportunity, a big chance to learn and grow her acting skills. The character on Game of Thrones that she portrayed didn't allow for her to use a wide range of emotions. So I feel like she hasn't had quite the experience she needed to do this. Um, I'm not real sure after seeing this movie and her performance, which was kind of, I guess, average. It didn't really satisfy. I'm not sure she has the ability to do a strong female, um, I don't want to say superhero, but presence like this. So I was kind of disappointed with her.
Okay. You think it was a good idea for Hank to accuse Charles?
Oh, when Hank McCoy Beast accused Charles Xavier of basically, I mean, it was ridiculous, but he basically accused him of killing Raven because he drove Jean over the edge by lying to her and trying to protect her and hiding truths from her. I thought that was ridiculous in a sense because the relationship between Hank and Charles Xavier has always been really tight, and Hank is just not that type of person. He's not hot headed. He's able to see things from a lot of different perspectives. He's very intelligent, well written, well spoken. I just don't feel like that was right for the character. I mean, this whole relationship between Hank and Raven is really just something that the movies put in there, and it never really existed in pop culture. I'm not a big fan of it. Yeah, this Beast is a different character altogether than what we have in the comics and the cartoon and such.
Okay, talking about characters, who do you think was the best and who do you think was the worst?
Oh boy. Okay, well, that's kind of tough. Let's see. The worst. Worst. Whatever character Jessica Chastain was playing, that alien Luke, that was the worst because it was very stereotypical of what Hollywood thinks is an alien. You've got this character who is kind of like all-knowing and at the same time cold, calculating, and it's just it doesn't play out well on screen because the actress just plays it deadpan and emotionless, and it's boring. I don't like it at all. It's too stereotypical. You got to do something else with alien mannerisms. So that would be the worst character. The best character, that's really hard to say. I don't think there hardly was one. Michael Fassbender's always powerful with what he does. I like Magneto. I like Charles Xavier in these incarnations of the movies, the Fox films. It's maybe a toss up between Xavier and Magneto. Hard to say. I really didn't like anyone else at all. Storm was okay. Other than that, pretty bad with everybody.
Yeah, so it was really kind of bland as far as
Bland.
so many of the characters. They just didn't
Well-
seem to come out as strongly as they usually are.
I don't know if I would say bland. I'm not sure bland is the right word. I think because it had the same tone throughout the whole movie, which was very morose. It was. How do you say? Everybody was kind of bitter, depressed. I think that's what led to the boredom. They didn't change it up any.
So you think overall the fans responded very poorly to this movie?
Yeah, I think rightfully so, because they know what potential it has, how great it was in the comics, and how great it was even in the cartoon adaptation. I'm talking about the one from the early 90s. Yeah, I think fans were pretty disappointed with this movie. Just a lot of melodrama, and it became a soap opera instead of an epic sci-fi adventure.
Having said all this, what do you think would be next for the X-Men?
Well, they need to go in a completely different direction. Focus on a different era of X-Men, different time period, a new team. As I was saying in my other video, the Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy movies, the team and the cast of characters were always pretty young, other than those two. I feel like you don't need to start out with really young ones, really, don't have a bunch of teenagers. I would like to see a team that's been together for a little while already, and they're into their adulthood, maybe around 25, maybe, and mix it up, of course, with nationalities and genders, but ages and nationalities. And yeah, I'd love to see Rogue and Gambit be more of a focus. Maybe Colossus and Shadowcat. That would be cool. I'd love to see more 90s X-Men. We got into that a little bit with Age of Apocalypse, but it didn't really feel like a 90s X-Men, if that makes sense. But, kind of similar to the cartoon. Obviously not as much campiness. Put some humor in there, a little bit of humor, not too much, because Marvel tends to overdo it with Thor and Guardians of the Galaxy, trying to always make everything a joke. Doesn't always need to be a joke, but the humor is important to break up the drama. X-Men really needs to be more of an adventure series where they go out to some wild, exotic location and need to rescue somebody. That would be great for the series. Yeah, more lighthearted, more fun-filled, action-packed.
So basically, it was just too much of a downer on the downside. This whole movie, very depressing.
This writer and director, he wanted to do a soap opera and really bring out the human drama and emotion, and I don't think that's at all what X-Men fans wanted to see when they chose to see an X-Men movie. I don't think anybody says, gee, I really hope they fill the movie with morose thoughts and bitterness and hard feelings, and yeah, nobody wants that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for watching this video, and see you next time.